So someone's avoided disaster, avoiding disaster, or it was like a close call on something. I also said those of you who have been working through, like, consciously other past lives, you may figure something out about that, or you may be healing, like, you could be further along on the path than you think that you are in relation to that, especially if it's conscious. Yes, someone could be feeling a lot better. Putting some love, someone's putting love into the home, or someone's sending love into someone's home. It could be through vibration, through music, through words. Love, the frequency of love is, I guess, coming through. I see someone walking through a door. Maybe something's calling to you. Let's see. Oh, okay, so there must have been like a door that was closed, or something was like, no, you can't come in here. The door's locked. I saw someone jiggling the knob and it's like it's locked. If there was something that you were trying to do that just couldn't be done, that was avoiding disaster. I almost feel like someone was singing a song to try to open this door, or again, using vibration or frequency. Well, vibration is the energy of it. Frequency is how often it comes. It's not a fast frequency. It's not like open, 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 open. It's like, I want to open. It's almost as if a person needs to be open. Even if the door was open, the person has to be open too. And I do feel as if a door, the way I'm seeing it is like a door was closed. It was like there was a wall. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, now there's a door. Like you can go through the wall. You can go through the wall. It's reminding me a little bit of Beetlejuice. But in a lot, it's showing me that visual, but I think it's just as an example versus literal. Although that's kind of, this wall is sort of showing me a little bit of the past life energy too. It's like maybe you can see in there, but I don't know if you're supposed to go in there. But I guess you could. If you're doing past life regression, you may be able, or visualization, maybe some kind of music will help someone with visualization of moving through some kind of wall that they're dealing with, or that they've been trying to figure out, like, how do I don't think someone's trying to make something disappear. They're just trying to find an opening about it, because they can tell, like, all right, this feels, or this looks like a wall. There's no way to get in there. It's like I'm seeing a building with no, there's windows, but they're like way, way up high. You can't get up there. It's on the ground. It's just walls. And so a person's like, I know that I can get in here. And so they do. Maybe someone else helps you with this, or like helps facilitate this in some kind of way. Okay. Yeah, the storyteller. So someone, yeah, some of you, this is shadow work too. It's like, okay, I do this. I strum the guitar, right? I put my hands in this. I do this in this dimension over here. When I do that, it's like I do this, it becomes that. I strum the guitar again, it creates something. Huh. If you are I'm just going to keep rolling with this thing. Take it as you will. It's like someone's trying to, the messages that you receive when you it could even be this reading. It's like the messages that are being received through, because these are shadow puppets. It's like, it's not, again, it's sort of not what it seems. So maybe something seems literal, but it's not. It's meant to be taken metaphorical. And I guess if we're going back to the literal example of this is a wall, there's no door, and then someone strums something, hums something, and again I see someone helps facilitate this in some kind of way. All of a sudden it's like, oh, now there's an opening. Again, it's so I guess this is also like it could be like a place in your mind. Again, a place in your energy is where it's really showing it. And I guess if you are taking it literally. So what are we saying here? What are we trying to explain? I guess there are also certain parts of life that you want to think about that are literally happening. With, say, outside of you, right? This building with the no doors is like outside of you. So maybe you want to look at, an exercise could be like to look at your life outside of you, what's happening with other people, and how can you metaphorically relate that to what's happening inside of you. I mean, I feel like the things on the outside that are you can see, or that are a part of your life, obviously in some form or fashion have to do with you, connect to you, right? Even if it's like I'm seeing these like glowing strings. But so try to take the literal things that are happening that you are connected to, again, and metaphorically look at that. And it could be where some of it is like, say a situation is happening with someone else, with something else, and maybe you've already worked through that. Like you've already experienced it. Well, then it would be shifting the parts, like say energetically, spiritually, mentally, inside of you is what I'm seeing. Interesting. See if there's anything else. Thank you. Yeah, it's like, woo, did it. But you can't bust through the wall, Virgo. You can't bust through the wall with a hammer, with a sledgehammer. You can't bust through the wall with a drill. You can't bust through it with Mars. It has to be Neptune or Venus. So this is actually showing me that the situations in your life that are frustrating, that are causing you stress, that are causing even someone to be sort of scared or on guard, it's like they want to protect something like that. Yeah. It's kind of like thanking the others that are going through tough stuff in their life, because it's helping you as an individual, and I guess this is a collective energy, like helping you, all of us, to shift through our own stuff, right? Sometimes we can be so content in and of ourselves that, you know, if we were just by ourselves and we only had to deal with ourselves, eventually it's pretty easy to find peace in yourself. If that's what you're wanting, right? I mean, do we have to make some changes in different kinds of ways to find that space? Of course. But when we start adding in other people, you know, it may throw off, I heard it may throw off balance. So it could be a test. Say you've reached a place of peace. You're like, yes, I am... This doesn't show me like a dark night of the soul as an overall energy, but it's that kind of thing where it's kind of a test of what you've learned, right? Because the easy thing, if there was a, back to this wall, if there was a wall, the easiest way to do it, that most people would do it, again, would be like, let me bulldoze over that. Let me hammer that out. But again, we can't do it with Mars or with Saturn. We have to do it with Venus and Neptune, which are both they're both Piscean. It's gentle, it's dreamy, it's imaginative, it's compassionate, it's music. So again, I heard thank the people and say thank you. I don't think this is literally to the, say someone in your life is really going through the thick of it, and this is not you. I don't think you'd want to go, it's not showing like going literally, again, it's not a literal thing, it's metaphorical, it's looking at it from a different perspective. I wouldn't say there's a suggestion to go up to the person that's in the middle of the thick of the shit and be like, you know, I'm really glad that you're struggling because you're really helping me grow spiritually right now. Like, someone would be like, what the fuck you? That's so selfish. But to know it within and to send love and patience into that space, because I guess if a person can acknowledge that, they're actually pretty strong in and of themselves. Like, confident in themselves, at least to a certain extent, which means they can be of service to the ones that really need it. But if you're a sensitive person, again, all this Pisces is like, Pisces, interesting, is like, again, empathetic and sympathetic. It's an exchange of energy. Sometimes we can't recognize where we are, right? The wall, us and somebody, right? And somebody else. So if you've been good and all of a sudden you're like depressed, some of you don't, I heard some of you don't quite understand the depth of your abilities, and therefore this is kind of like a practice of fine-tuning something or using your abilities in a different way, Capricorn. I don't think you could open this door in the wall for somebody else, though. Ultimately, you could help them, for instance, I guess if they were interested, you could share the way that you have done it. This could also be via example. But I don't think this can be done for somebody else. Like, let me open. I mean, unless unless the side that has the wall, again, is like, yes, I know that this is closed off and it's meant to be open. I heard, can you help me? Then you can, because it's mutual, and then that's where there's a helper here that helps facilitate something. So some of you may have like a really awesome shadow worker that you enjoy. Shadow worker, right? Somebody who tells you stories, but they're not going to tell you exactly what to do, because that would take away your free will. That would take you away another person's power ultimately. It's almost like cheating on the test, right? Like, tell me what to do step by step. And it's just like, no, I'm not, the teacher or the mentor or what have you is not going to even, I keep seeing if someone tries to slip their homework over to be like, yeah, here's all the answers to this other person. It's like, if that person wanted to do it that way, they're going to get caught by the teacher. I mean, I heard they don't get kicked out of class, but it only is a knock on the one's ego that's trying to do it too fast. And so maybe, I guess, don't be too upset with yourself if you've been dealing with a wall with something, or like something you couldn't get past, and trying to do it like the hard way, right? Like, I should be over this by now. Why is this still here? I've been chipping away at this, because for so long, and I see someone like swinging that sledgehammer till they're exhausted in the same place, and not even checking if there's like other loose bricks around. And I'm seeing singing stones. Stones that sing. It's almost like I'm seeing like a tuning fork, but a person's hitting a stone and it rings. Again, that's that Neptune and Pisces. Neptune of Venus, Pisces energy. Let's see. Oh. Turned them around. Yes, so a person is aware of what we're talking about here, this wall. This is also at times in reverse, like a wall of protection when someone goes into their own personal space. Or if some of you, again, are like, I feel like any of you here is some kind of energy worker. Meaning you work within it. You don't have to get paid. But like you understand how this works. And so when you go through the wall, you get through it. Because it's like a person's outside. They feel outside of this wall by themselves. Like there's nobody else really. I don't think that there's. I'm not seeing any people in the vision. Although if they moseyed enough, they and that was the intention, they may be able to find somebody again to help facilitate. Let's see. Yeah. Because the one on the outside is basically alone, but when you get through this wall, then you're with other people. There's like a whole nother world in there. I'm almost feeling like a little bit of Middle Earth kind of energy, right? You think this thing's solid, but there could be so much within, and this is where imagination and creativity is like coming into it. Huh. Someone is going in the motion of heaven, meaning they're going, this is following natural order. That's good. Spiritual, I heard natural order, spiritual law. Yeah, and there's more Pisces energy. I'm seeing the wind blow the trees. Ace of Swords. I guess that's the end. I hope this was helpful. Interesting reading. Very cool. I want to go over some of the I'm being reminded of some of the things of like this, and that, this Magician, this Ace of Swords, but I guess we already said it. All right. Love you so much. Talk to you next time. Peace.